Good Monday morning. Welcome to our market outlook over at Wealth Creation Investing. My name is Matthew Buckley, the Chief Investment Strategist at WCI. And after last week, I think we're going to see a little bit of a pickup in trading activity. Last week, we saw really the stock market flirting with that S&P 1700 line, and this week's going to be really kind of a make-or-break week for the market. As you can see, we've kind of run out of airspeed as we've gotten up to this 1700 line. It's kind of been resistance, and the market really hasn't wanted to power through it for now. As you can see, and I talked about this often at Wealth Creation with Options and over at Top Gun Options, that these round number levels, whether it's 1500, 1600, 1700 on the S&P or a 7, 8, 900 on Google, they tend to act as magnets. As you can see, from the 1500 level, we had a nice, pretty good move up here to 1600. Busted through it and then bounced off of it, busted through it, and then up to the upside with a rip your face off rally post the Fed meeting. Now we're kind of doing the same thing around the 1700 level. We're going to wallow for a little bit, look for a catalyst, and then unfortunately the catalyst is the Fed, and this market is going to grind higher. So as you can see, we're doing these stair steps up to these round numbers in the market, but this week, at least on the flight schedule, there's a lot more interesting stuff. We're going to have Walmart, Cisco, Macy's, a Kohl's, a Nordstrom, a lot of retail reports coming out this week as far as earnings. We're still winding down earnings season, and it was still kind of porridge, not too hot, not too cold, but at least taking a look at some of the retailers this week should be pretty interesting, because we have some macroeconomic data reports this week that could potentially move the market as well. First of all, some Japan news Sunday night with their GDP, which will be very interesting to see how the Nikkei responds to a GDP report, because remember, folks, that Japan is our little cousin. They're doing exactly what we're doing. The Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda and their Prime Minister Abe trying to juice their economy with their own form of quantitative easing, right? So industrial production, tool orders, and then retail sales out of China should be interesting as well, because remember, like I've said in the past, if we don't have anything on our flight schedule for Monday, which we really don't, other than the federal budget balance, which is disgusting, then we tend to move based on what happened in Japan and China on the Shanghai and the Nikkei Sunday night. So be ready for an interesting open Monday morning, depending on what's going on here, because their markets are kind of reacting like ours do, where it's bizarro market. Good news is good news, bad news is good news, and awful news is phenomenal news, okay? Monday, like I said, kind of a yawn on our flight schedule. Tuesday picks up a little bit, small business index, and then we get core retail sales and regular retail sales. And if you don't know what core means, it's X autos. So take out automobiles, and then retail sales is a whole kit and caboodle. Import prices, and then business inventories as well. Wednesday, we have PPI and CPI. Producer price index, kind of an indicator of inflation, right? And when producers charge more for goods and services, who do they pass those costs on to? It doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure that out. Then we have a couple Fed members speaking, and one of them is, I think it's St. Louis, and then Atlanta, a hawk and a dove kind of battling it out. So that'll be interesting. As we've seen, post the June Fed meeting, when Bernanke said, hey, this party's about over, then all his lieutenants ran out and said, no, it isn't. Well, a couple weeks ago, he, at least after a two-day Fed meeting, said, hey, the party's going to continue, and now his lieutenants are running out and saying, no, the party's over. So absolute confusion out of the Fed, and the clown car continues. Getting some CPI, weekly unemployment claims on Thursday. The Empire State Manufacturing Index, which has been on a tear lately, unless you read the actual guts of the report, but it's been on a tear recently. Cap utilization rate, industrial production, and then a Philly Fed. So we're getting an Empire and a Philly Fed, and then some housing, National Association of Home Builders Market Index. And then Friday, building permits, housing starts, and preliminary non-farm productivity, labor cost, and University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So as we pick up airspeed throughout the week, the economic reports are going to get a little bit more interesting. I thought this was, you should know about this. This is a huge bet we saw on Friday. Somebody came in and bought September calls on the VIX, 30,000 contracts at the September 28 strike, which is just absolutely incredible. And they expire coincidentally, the same day as the FOMC announcement. So unless this person's just an absolute idiot and has money to burn, they might be know something's going on, or they just know that volatility is going to really spike going into the Fed announcement. Well, pretty educated trade, right? Here's the slow melt up in volatility, little implosion, and then a resulting, here's the June Fed meeting. So the VIX went from essentially a 12.5 handle up to 21. That is a ginormous monster move in the VIX. And this person, not only are they betting some volatility around the Fed announcement, but I guarantee you they also looked into September with the sequestration budget, the next, whatever it is, clown car financial debate out of Washington. So that's, like I said, rich people don't tend to, throw money like this around, or institutions or private wealth managers without a pretty good reason. So I think that's a pretty interesting trade, and I'm going to be talking about it this week over at Top Gun Options, and also in our Wealth Creation with Options session on Wednesday afternoon. If you're interested, folks, make sure you sign up for our alerts. For the next couple weeks, I'm going to be sending out some trade alerts via SMS, cell phone, and I'm going to be doing a couple live trading sessions here at Wealth Creation Investing. Different from Top Gun. Top Gun, as the name implies, a little more elite, a little more high speed, a lot going on at Top Gun Options. Wealth Creation with Options, little less airspeed on the jet. Okay, instead of flying a Hornet out there, it's kind of a cargo jet. Slow and steady wins the race. A little more conservative tactics and focusing on potentially creating wealth with options. So make sure you sign up for our live trades, and also for our trading session coming up. I'm going to be doing one in the afternoon and then one at night as well, for those of you who obviously work during the day. Okay, got to get going. Going to be a busy day, so happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back over at Top Gun Options tomorrow for our Tuesday market sit rep. We'll see you.